5 Mysteries from Indiana. 1. The Disappearance of Laureen Rahn, 1980. On April 27, 1980, Laureen Rahn, a 14-year-old girl from Manchester, New Hampshire, vanished without a trace while staying at her mother's apartment. Her mother, Judith Rahn, returned home late that night to find the door unlocked, the hallway lights out, and all of Laureen's belongings left behind. She assumed her daughter was asleep in her room. However, when Judith entered the bedroom, she discovered that Laureen was missing, with only a friend sleeping over who couldn't recall any details. Laureen was last seen by friends earlier that evening, drinking wine and chatting. When Judith realized her daughter was missing, she immediately contacted the police, but there were no signs of a break-in or struggle. Authorities initially believed that Laureen had run away, but as time passed, strange clues emerged that suggested a more sinister fate. 3 months after Laureen's disappearance, Judith received her phone bill, which contained several calls to California that she didn't recognize. One of the calls was traced to a teen runaway hotline. However, the hotline's owner denied knowing anything about Laureen. Another call was traced to a motel in Santa Monica, where a mysterious guest using the alias Lori Ruff had checked in. Witnesses claimed Lori bore a striking resemblance to Laureen, but her true identity remains unverified. Facts. In 1981, Judith started receiving eerie phone calls from a woman who would say nothing and then hang up. These calls persisted for years, leading some to speculate they were from Laureen herself. Another friend of Laureen's disappeared shortly after her, fueling rumors that the two cases might be connected. However, this was never confirmed. Theories. Human trafficking. One prevailing theory is that Laureen was abducted and forced into a human trafficking ring, potentially operating out of California. Voluntary runaway. Some believe Laureen may have left willingly, seeking an escape from her life, but became involved with dangerous people along the way. Serial abductor. Investigators have explored the possibility that Laureen was targeted by a serial predator with connections to other missing girls in the area. Lingering questions. Who was Lori Ruff, and did she hold the key to Laureen's disappearance? 2. The murder of Mary Ann Becker, 1974. In the early 1970s, the tranquil town of Anderson, Indiana, was rocked by the brutal murder of 34-year-old Mary Ann Becker. On August 12, 1974, Mary Ann's husband, Robert, returned home to find his wife lying on their bedroom floor, her throat slashed and body covered in stab wounds. There were no signs of forced entry, and nothing appeared to have been stolen, leaving police baffled. Mary Ann was known as a friendly and outgoing woman, well liked by her neighbors. Her murder shocked the community, as she had no known enemies or involvement in criminal activity. The investigation initially focused on Robert Becker, but he was quickly ruled out due to a solid alibi. Despite a thorough search, no murder weapon was ever recovered, and the case grew cold as investigators struggled to find leads. Facts. Several witnesses claimed to have seen a man in a black trench coat lurking around the Becker residence in the days leading up to the murder. Despite extensive efforts, this individual was never identified. Just a month before her death, Mary Ann had confided in a friend that she felt like someone was watching her, but she couldn't provide any specifics. Theories. Random act of violence. Some believe Mary Ann was the victim of a random attack by an unidentified assailant, potentially a drifter or transient. Personal grudge. Others suggest that Mary Ann may have unknowingly angered someone who sought revenge. Mistaken identity. A less popular theory posits that Mary Ann was mistaken for someone else who was the intended target. Lingering questions. What was the significance of the man in the black trench coat, and why has he never been located? 3. The Dyer Mansion haunting, 1930s, present. The Dyer Mansion in Gary, Indiana, has long been rumored to be one of the most haunted locations in the state. Built in the early 1900s, the mansion became the scene of numerous unexplained deaths, disappearances, and strange occurrences. The first recorded incident occurred in 1931 when the mansion's original owner, John Dyer, was found dead in his study. His cause of death was ruled a heart attack, but witnesses claimed to have heard chilling screams coming from the room just before his body was discovered. Over the years, multiple residents of the mansion reported hearing footsteps, seeing ghostly apparitions, and experiencing sudden drops in temperature. 2 families who lived in the mansion mysteriously vanished without a trace, leaving behind all their belongings. In 1975, a local paranormal investigator named Samantha Owens conducted an overnight investigation of the mansion. During the night, she reported seeing shadowy figures moving through the hallways and hearing whispered voices calling her name. She fled the mansion and vowed never to return. Facts: a hidden diary was discovered in the mansion's attic in 1993, belonging to John Dyer's wife, Margaret. The diary contained chilling entries about her husband's involvement in dark rituals and her fear of a demonic presence within the house. An urban legend claims that anyone who enters the mansion on the anniversary of John Dyer's death will be cursed to suffer a similar fate. Theories: supernatural entity. Many believe that the mansion is haunted by the spirits of those who died there, or perhaps even a malevolent force conjured by John Dyer's rituals. Psychological influence. Skeptics argue that the mansion's eerie reputation has caused residents to imagine paranormal experiences, creating a self-perpetuating myth. Structural explanation. Some have suggested that the mansion's unique architecture, with hidden passageways and strange acoustics, might explain the mysterious occurrences. Lingering questions. Did John Dyer truly summon something sinister? And why do families continue to be drawn to the mansion despite its dark history? 4. The Delphi Murders, 2017. The murders of Abigail Williams and Liberty German shocked the small town of Delphi, Indiana, in February 2017. The 2 teenage girls had gone for a walk on the Monon High Bridge Trail but never returned. Their bodies were discovered the next day near a creek, just half a mile from the bridge. Despite extensive media coverage and an ongoing investigation, the case remains unsolved. Liberty German managed to record a brief video on her phone of a man approaching the girls, along with a chilling audio clip of him saying, "Guys, down the hill." This evidence has been released to the public, but the suspect's identity remains unknown. Facts: a witness reported seeing a man matching the suspect's description loitering near the bridge earlier that day. Authorities have received over 40,000 tips regarding the case but have yet to identify the killer. Theories: local connection. Some believe that the killer is a local resident who was familiar with the area and knew where to hide. Serial killer. Others speculate that the murders may be connected to similar cases in the region, suggesting the work of a serial predator. Lingering questions. Why hasn't the killer been caught, and what clues lie hidden within the community? 5. The Battleground Disappearance, 1985. In 1985, 22-year-old college student Jason McAllister vanished while visiting the small town of Battleground, Indiana. Jason was in town for a weekend camping trip with friends but disappeared after going for a late-night walk. Despite an extensive search, no trace of him was ever found. Jason was last seen walking along a rural road near the campsite. His friends reported hearing a strange humming noise just before he vanished, but they couldn't identify its source. Over the years, various theories have emerged about what might have happened to Jason. Facts: several other disappearances occurred in the same area during the 1980s, leading some to believe there's a connection. A nearby resident claimed to have seen strange lights in the sky on the night Jason disappeared. Theories: abduction. The most likely theory is that Jason was abducted, either by a person or a group of people, who knew the area well. Paranormal explanation. Some believe Jason might have encountered something supernatural, such as a UFO or interdimensional portal. Animal attack. Others have suggested that Jason might have been attacked by a wild animal, though no evidence supports this theory. Lingering questions: what truly happened to Jason McAllister, and why did the strange events in Battleground suddenly stop after his disappearance? Conclusion: the mysteries of Indiana reveal a state rich with dark secrets, unexplained phenomena, and tragic disappearances. Each story holds pieces of a larger puzzle, one that may never be fully understood. Yet, these mysteries continue to captivate and inspire those who seek answers in the shadows. If you enjoyed exploring these haunting tales, you've come to the right place. Our journey into the unknown is just beginning. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our next deep dive into unsolved mysteries. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay curious.